Hey guys, this is going to be the first of several videos I'm going to make on Russia and how much it sucks. Behind me you can see this is how they deal with garbage where I currently stay. It's a village that has no toilet, no water, and I think they shut it down because they ran out of funds and then the administration changed. It's pretty disgusting and disturbing at the same time. Anywho, I don't think you should come here for tourism. Maybe okay, but there's a reason why tourism is down, as you can tell from the politics. So let me tell you about my predicament. I hope nobody ever has this issue, because being here as an illegal migrant is really kind of a curse. You have to go through a lot of bureaucracy. Now I'm here despite my illegal status because of a presidential decree, but that doesn't last forever. So let me tell you how I got here. I came here and I had 7 days to do my registration. At least by law, that's how it is. However, nobody wants you to do registration in paper form. They want you to do it online because it means less accountability and less responsibility. So what they tell you is go do it online on this government service portal. And to do that, you need to get a personal insurance number. It's kind of like a social security number. You get it through a pension fund. However, the law only gives you 7 days to do it online, right? Or in any way, any form. And to get the number, it takes 2 weeks. So you're already in for a trap where you're going to have to pay a fee, a fine, really. After running around for 2 months trying to get the shit in order, I found out that I can't do it, and we went through bribes. We contacted family members who knew people who also knew people, and eventually we got to this point where somebody was willing to do it, and we paid them, and that was it. There's a different problem then. At that point, my visa did not expire yet. But tell me this, okay? Which government employee in which government would tell you to fuck off? Because that's what happened to me, in kinder ways. So I went to this visa office where you're supposed to do extensions. And there they asked me, okay, what visa do I have? This is after waiting 40 minutes and already being really pissed because I'm just wasting my time constantly. So I told them I have a visitor's visa, and then they asked me, okay, and what's going on? And I said, I have a sick grandmother, has Parkinson's, came here to help her, which isn't fully true. I really actually came here to do my education and get the fuck out. But yeah, you got to tell them what they want to hear, things about like family and kids and all that shit. It'll give them more reason to want to help you if you're less selfish, I guess, which is kind of contradictory with the way the system works. But anyways, so I told them that, and I told them I have a piece of paper that confirms all this, and she needs constant care. They said, yeah, well, that's not important. How many days you got left on your visa? And I said, about 3. But hold on, I made sure that the law allows this. I told them, here's the law. It says I can extend it in an emergency. And they said, nah, that's not going to happen. And it looks like you already visited Russia, so buy your plane ticket out of here as soon as you can. And I thought, hold up, what? But the law says I can extend it. It only takes 1 day for the extension. And they said, no, it takes us 20 working days. So that means, by their logic, which is wrong, if you are here and you got a car accident, or you're here less than an entire month, right? Because think about it, you come here, a month has 20 working days roughly. It means that you're going to be here illegally, while trying to get a visa extension. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And so anyway, it's really down to the fact that this place is hyper bureaucratic and it doesn't give a fuck about you. And it doesn't want to do anything about that. So this is the post-Soviet system still kicking and alive, alive and kicking. Now, then I ran into a few other problems. Like, I was trying to get my documents in order to apply for my residency. And there are 2 different kinds of them. The first one is the temporary residence permit, and the second one is permanent residence. So I could do either one. and for the permanent residence, you need like 19 different papers, plus another like 6 or 7 for the child. They also ask about a lot of things that are very personal, like what does where are your sisters and brothers? What do they do? Basically, have to also give your history of work, like where you worked for the last 3 years, and wife, all that stuff. It's really, it's not. I've never seen anything like it. And then I was rejected multiple times because of translations. They want you to do the translations only at their place, which is the Passport and Visa Service corporation. That's really what it is. It's a state-owned corporation. And they also want you to do the medical there. And they don't follow the laws. Like, for example, I have a 3-year-old. It says there in the law that those that are under 6 do not have to go through the medical procedure, the medical checks. But they don't do that here in the Moscow, the sub-region. They don't do that. They don't follow that. They have their own old internal order, which dates back to 2020. And so if you don't want to follow that, that's up to you. They're gonna stonewall you, and that's it. I argued about that, as well as showing them different like court rulings and stuff. And ultimately, what happened was the security came and took me away and said, "They're done talking to you. You can leave now." And yeah, they escorted me out of the building. They also charge you an arm and a leg, like everything. Like, let's say you want to ask them a question. Let's say, where do I do registration, right? Let's say you don't know anything. You're a complete newcomer to Russia. Well, you have to pay money for that, about $35 or $40, something like that. Any kind of information you have to pay for. So it's basically a legal bribery system set up to pump out as much money as possible from everybody. I fucking hate it. And the fact that they made me retranslate my documents 3 times just because the translation didn't include the blank pages of the passport, because it didn't include the number of stamps on a page, which they could see themselves. Bullshit like this. It doesn't make sense. So if you want to come here, think twice, because there's another issue. Their system is highly inflexible. Like, I was trying to add my child under the government portal services thing, like where you have it's like a sub account. I was trying to add him to my sub account, or as a sub account, and I couldn't do it because his birth certificate is foreign and it doesn't have a registration number, not a registry number, nor a serial number. That's what I mean. And because of that, when I went to the My Documents Services building, they have multiples of them, like all over Russia. They said, we can't work with this. We can't do it because the system doesn't allow us to enter it. And then they're really retarded. And you know this because when the person that's looking at the birth certificate asks the translation to be accurate, but then says, well, how come the child has 2 first names? They can't discern the difference between first and last. Like, everything has to be spoon-fed. Oof, yeah, so it's a fucked up place. And that's all I really have to share. I'm struggling through it. Now I have to pay fines for overstaying, and it's Soviet. It's still Soviet. Like, nothing has changed, trust me. Well, that's it. So thanks for watching.